All right, and today we're going to talk about Manifest Destiny. You need to watch this before Friday of this week because when you come into class on Friday, we're going to talk about Manifest Destiny and also what led up to the Mexican American War. Let's talk about this term first. Manifest Destiny with this was an idea that the United States had that we needed to have all of the territory between the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Pacific Ocean. That we had an obvious fate that we needed to settle that land and to spread democracy. The picture that you see here is very symbolic of this movement. So let's go ahead and let's take a little bit into this picture and see if we can pick up on some of the symbolism the artist is using. Let's start over here on the far right. Over on the far right, you have a geographical feature, and this is the Mississippi River, which for a long time before and all the way up until the purchase of Louisiana from France in 1803 was considered the western border of the United States. After that, Lewis and Clark go out. They explore the territory in Louisiana, and what they find intrigues them to get more people to come out. We talked about one of the number one resources out in the western frontier, and especially in the Colorado Rockies, was the beavers population, and it drew a lot of people from the East Coast out west. And that's what this is symbolizing, these people heading westward. So you've got a variety of people. I'm going to zoom in here on this group. You've got people who are dressed as pioneers. You've got people who are, possibly heading out for the gold rush, which will come in 1848, 1849. You've got farmers. You've got stagecoach. Now, this is symbolic of the banks heading out west. You already had a lot of established banks in eastern cities like New York and Philadelphia and Boston. Well, as people headed out west, they still needed supplies. They needed money to start businesses. The gold rush wasn't the only business of heading out west. A lot of people set up stores and shops, hotels, restaurants, you have it. Well, you've got all this progress or seemingly progress heading out west. The trains heading out west. This angelic figure here who represents democracy itself. She is streaming a line of telegraph wires out west as well. But one thing I want to point out in the painting that's very important is that the artist took into consideration that this group wasn't necessarily heading west with a whole lot of good stories or happiness. The Native Americans in the picture, you can kind of tell by the body language, are looking back to the east. And they're looking back upon the land they've been pushed off of. And the artist is trying to show us that here. You can vaguely see, and I'll try to zoom in a little bit so you get a better idea, the buffalo are running away. And a lot of that's very symbolic of the cowboys that came upon this land. For years, millions of buffalo roamed. When the settlers and the pioneers started coming in, the buffalo grew to really, or shrunk, I should say, to really low levels, almost close to extinction. So when you come into class on Friday, we're going to talk about Manifest Destiny, and we're going to talk about how the idea of Manifest Destiny combined with the Texas Revolution is going to lead to more expansion, more creation of the United States, including Texas becoming a state and also a territory in the Northwest being settled between the United States and Great Britain, and Oregon becoming part of the United States as well. We'll also look into California and start talking about that because there's going to be something discovered in them there hills of California. It's really shiny that a lot of people are going to want to go to California to get. All right, we'll see you on Friday.